Joey, before the year, I thought he would do pretty well. It's an even year. I knew he'd do the. I knew he'd make the playoffs. I knew he'd win some races. But last year I even said it on one of the first episodes. I said he only won one race last year, bro, and it was a Bristol dirt race. So when's he gonna win on a real racetrack? I had my doubts. This year he shut me up. He ran well. He ran. I wouldn't say he was the fastest car throughout the year. I think he was most of the time a 5th to 10th place car most of the year at most races. But like you said, he got it done in the playoffs. We have our feelings about the playoffs, but he did what he had to do to win a championship.
Playoffs?
And you got to give him credit. It's the second championship. I think he will get at least one more before he retires. The problem is with this playoff format, it's so hard to win multiple championships. Joey's the second one. He's the second driver with Kyle Busch to win multiple championships in this format. But both of them took 4 years apart. You think about Kyle when he won his first one in 2015, which is bullshit to begin with, but he did. He won it in 15.
Leg!
And then he won it in 19. And then you go and look at Joey. He won it in 18, and then he won it in 22. So 4 years apart. What am I looking at here?
Herschel Walker is beating.
Oh, now he's beating him.
Yes, this Ralph guy. The problem is he's not. Sorry, not to get political. The issue for Herschel is.
Show us your true colors.
You guys know who I would vote for if I lived in that state. Herschel Walker is only at 49.2%. He has to get at 50 to win it.
Okay.
If he doesn't get to 50, they have to do a runoff, which means they vote again, but only for the two instead of all of the candidates. Okay. But anyways, this is a NASCAR podcast.
Yeah. Where was I at?
No idea.
Shit. But not, it's hard to win in this format. Like I said, Kyle and Joe are now the only two guys that have won multiple championships in this format. So it's going to be hard for Joey to get to Jeff Gordon level, which I think he has. He has the talent of Jeff Gordon. I think he's a one hell of a driver. I've never thought he was not talented. Sometimes some of his aggressive actions get him in some trouble.
So did Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Joey reminds me a little bit of Jeff Gordon, and that's who he reminds me of. Just the way his mannerism.
I'll give that to you.
The way his and you think I'd like him, but based off that.
He drives a Ford. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, that's not really the problem. I like Ford. I drive a fucking Ford. But so Joey has the talent as Jeff Gordon. He kind of has the same mannerisms as Jeff Gordon. But when you put that helmet on, Joey Logano is a different person. And he gets it done when he needs to most of the time. So I think Joey Logano is a top 3-5 driver, obviously, in the sport right now. He's number one. He won the championship. Like I said, I don't think he was the most deserving champion this year, but he is definitely in the top 5, probably top 3, if I'm being honest. So it's not a non-deserving champion for Joey, and I think he's got at least one more in him, maybe even 2. It's just so hard to win this playoff format. It's going to be hard for him to get more than 4 or 5 championships. But I think he's got a better chance than Kyle Busch does.
Do you think... So, I've spent some time thinking about this, especially, these past few days because of the championship, being won by Joey and all that. Do you think this playoff format, especially the way it's been for when they change it, 13? 14. Since 14, it's been... There's never been a guy that, goes out and does the Jimmy Johnson, wins multiple in a row. There's not been a guy that really racks off a lot, even not in a row. I mean, there's been 2 guys that won multiple since 14, Joey and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle shouldn't have won one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you'll ever see another Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt, or Richard Petty? Do you think anybody will ever be able to get 7 with his? I'm just gonna say, as luck based as winning this championship is. Do you think anybody will ever get to 7, much less maybe 5?
No.
What do you think the number is?
It might be 4. I could see Joey winning 4 championships in this format before he retires. I don't know though. With the craziness of the playoffs and how, if you just have 1 or 2 bad races or have something happen to you in the playoffs, not even for the championship race, then you can get knocked out even though you probably deserve to be in. That's the problem.
You can win 35 races and not be the champion.
Yeah. Now if the track never changes, if we stay at Phoenix for the next 15 years, if you do what you're supposed to do and you're a great driver and you have a good setup for Phoenix, as long as you make it to the championship 4, you have a chance to win multiple championships because it's the same track. And if you're really good at that track, you got a hell of a good chance to win the championship. Like Joey Logano, Phoenix is one of his best tracks. Statistics. Oh boy, here we go.
Statistically.
That word. So
statistically.
Yeah, if it goes back to Homestead, Kyle Larson is so fucking good at Homestead. I think he can win the race and the championship every year. The problem is him getting there. You saw it this year. He missed it. Got eliminated in the round of 12. Nobody saw that one coming. But that's because this playoff format is sometimes unpredictable. So, if the championship race constantly changes, hell no. Absolutely not. I don't think there's any way anybody can get more than 4 max. But if we stay at Phoenix, or we move to Homestead again, or Charlotte, maybe, and just stay there for the next 10, 15 years, there's a chance. But I still don't think we ever get to 7. Maybe 5. Maybe with Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Joey. I think Kyle Busch can't get to 5 anymore. I think he's in the latter part of his career. And Denny don't even have a championship, so Denny, he'd have to roll off a whole bunch in a row.
If Kyle Busch wins 1 more, he should be happy.
Yeah.
He should be very happy.
And he has a great chance to do that with this playoff format.
Yeah.
So, but the only guys I could see doing that in the next 15 years, maybe, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. But Ty Gibbs, if the way he looks in the Xfinity Series.
I mean, he's looked like dog shit.
He has.
Other than like his second or third second 2 or 3 races, his first, second, third races.
But how focused has he really been on this Cup car other than the Xfinity car? You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I'd say to that.
Yeah,
but that's a fair point.
It's easy.
That's a fair point.
I'm not saying it's easy to win Xfinity races, but there's 10 cars that can win in the Xfinity Series on a regular basis. Now there's 20 that can win a race, but there's 10 cars that are competitive every week, and there's probably 5 drivers that are good enough to win every week in the Xfinity Series. In the Cup Series, there's 25 cars that can win. There's 15 to 20 that can win every week, and there's 30 drivers that, if they were in the best car, would win the race. So, sure,
different.
It's he's got the most talent I've seen of anybody coming into the Cup Series since Joey Logano.
But he's been in probably the best car.
But he drove the best car. He's driven the most competitive car his whole life. He's getting into not the most competitive car, and
it's still up there, though.
It's still up there. It's a race-winning car.
And this has not been quote-unquote official. But he's going to the 18.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs is going to the 18. We're almost positive.
He's getting in it. But this year hadn't been the most competitive car. It's still a race-winning car. But rookies struggle in the Cup Series.
For the most
Always
part.
have. There's been, you think back to Denny winning a couple races his rookie year. Joey won a race his rookie year.
But that was totally
it's a-
bullshit. That was in the rain.
That Homestead race, or not Homestead,
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire race.
Jeff
Yeah.
Gordon should have won that race.
I don't remember it raining during that
Oh,
race, but
poor Dick.
I thought
He
won
just
that
stayed
one.
out and got lucky.
I thought he won that one straight up.
No.
but,
He was terrible at Joe Gibbs.
He was, but he won.
And that's why I think also Joey will never go down as the best driver.
Dude, he's
ever.
18 years old. What do you expect? And that's why I'm saying Ty is going to struggle.
When did Chase Elliott get in the Cup Series?
He wasn't 18.
He's pretty damn close. Probably 19. He's 26 now.
His rookie year was
16.
16.
That
If
was
he's
6
26,
years ago.
He was 20.
Gee, a year.
What's the difference between you at 18 and you at 20?
Not a lot.
There's a lot of difference for me.
Well, that's you.
I was doing, well, I mean, people might say I'm still doing stupid shit. But 18, I was a very different person than I was at 20.
Now, you say 18 to 25?
And that's what I'm
Different.
saying. From 20 to 25, it's not even close. I'm a completely different person than I was when I was 20 years old.
You done changed on me.
I done changed
You done
up.
changed.
So that's what I'm saying. Ty Gibbs is still a kid. He's what?
But he has the
He's 20?
He has the most talent I've seen upcoming that
Sure.
could reel off 4 or 5
And
championships.
sure, he can.
In the next
But
15
he's
years.
not going to. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not going to go win a championship in the next 5 years.
I don't want to, but
Because he might. But when he looks like he's the 20th best driver in the Cup Series right now.
we'll see. We'll see when he gets in a ride that he focuses just on that.
Mhm.
We'll see.
And he might prove me wrong next year. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be difficult to judge greatness from here on out because usually we judge who the best drivers were based on their championships. Everybody's got junior. Everybody's got Dale Sr. on their list of greatest of all time. Everybody's got Petty. Everybody's got Johnson.
Gordon.
Gordon, Pearson. These guys that have won multiple championships.
Yarborough.
Yeah, these guys that have been out there, they've done it, they've been there, and they have the race wins and they have the championships. Now, Denny Hamlin is one of the most talented drivers of all time. He doesn't have any championships, but that doesn't mean he's not one of the best because of the way that it's won. So, Joey Logano, if he goes out, I don't know how many race wins he has, 31, 32, something like that.
Who?
Joey.
Yeah, something like that.
If he goes out and wins 100 races, if he wins 70 more races, which is possible, if he wins,
That's difficult.
I'm not saying he will. If he races until he's 45, he'll have to win like 8 races a year, 9 races a year from here until, for 13 years.
He ain't doing that.
He ain't going to do it, but he could.
If he does that, he
could rattle off a couple 10-win seasons. If he wins 10 races next year, I wouldn't be surprised. If he wins 5 next year, I wouldn't be surprised. But let's say he gets to what is Gordon at?
Wins wise?
Yeah.
93.
93. What is Johnson at?
86.
We'll go Earnhardt. He's got 80.
No, he's got 76.
76. I thought it was 86.
Uh-oh.
He's got 76. Do you think Logano can get to 76?
Yeah.
Can he
I do.
win 40 more races?
I think so.
For sure. If he gets to 77 wins but doesn't win another championship, does he go down as one of the greatest of all time? I think so.
Yeah. What's up, Highline Nation? Did you enjoy that video? Well, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you want the full version of each episode, download the Spotify app and find the Highline and give us a follow. As well as follow us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content. Stop beating around the bush.